Aaron Glenn has hired Steve Wilks to be his defensive coordinator. I really like this pick. It gives Glenn the opportunity to bounce ideas off someone who has been around the league for a very long time, to be honest. This guy has been around for so long. He started off in college. Eventually got his start with the Bears in 2006, the Chargers in 2009, worked his way all the way up to be the defensive coordinator for the Panthers in 2017, and ended up getting a head coaching position with the Cardinals in 2018. Didn't have a great season, kind of got a raw deal there, was gone after 1 year, and eventually went back to the Panthers as the defensive passing game coordinator, and then interim head coach in 2022. In 2023, he ended up being the defensive coordinator for the Niners and got that defense to the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes. So again, I love this hire. It is someone that Glenn can really lean off of, someone who has a lot of experience. Now we get to see who he picks as the offensive coordinator. I would expect someone maybe with not as much experience as Wilks, but this gives Glenn the ability, like he said, to not call the defense, but really be that, for lack of a better term, CEO head coach. Let's hear what Connor Hughes of SNY has to say about the hire.
Steve Wilks is the first major hire for Aaron Glenn, and I think it was the perfect hire for Aaron Glenn. It's incredibly hard to be a head coach in the NFL. It's incredibly hard to be a first-time head coach in the NFL. It is incredibly more hard to be a first-time head coach in the NFL in New York, where everything you do is overanalyzed and scrutinized. Steve Wilks brings with him a wealth of information through his years and years and years coaching, including 2 different stops as a head coach, although one of them was as an interim head coach with the Carolina Panthers. Those experiences that Wilks has experienced, when the random things that come up this season for Glenn coaching in New York, he now has somebody on his staff that he can bounce ideas off of, go to for advice, go to for help at any moment's time. Simply walk down the hall and ask Wilks how he handled different situations as somebody who has simply seen more than Aaron Glenn has through this point in his career. As a defensive coordinator, I believe that Wilks is one of the better defensive minds in the NFL. I think he's going to help Sauce Gardner. I think he's going to help Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams, Jamie and Sherwood if the Jets are able to get him back. But more so, what he can do for Glenn, that is where his value is unmatched. That's where you're going to feel his impact on this team more than anything else.
So basically parroting a lot of the things that I said, I do think he is a really good defensive coordinator. He kind of proved that with the Niners and did a really good job with the Panthers when he was the defensive coordinator there. So to be quite honest with you, I really feel like, yeah, he'll help a lot of the players on the defense, but the defense is gonna kind of lose 5 starters possibly if they don't bring anybody back. So there is a lot of rebuilding that needs to go on the defensive side of the ball that Glenn and Moogie are really going to have to work hard at and either bring guys back, draft guys properly, and bring free agents in to really bolster, especially that defensive line that was so horrendous and couldn't stop the run at all. Joe Douglas did a terrible job with the defensive line this year, getting rid of guys, bringing in guys like Kinlaw, paying him a ton of money for absolutely nothing. So there is a lot of work to do on the defense, and I'm happy that Aaron Glenn got someone experienced to take care of that side of the ball. Like I said, we're going to now see who he picks for offensive coordinator. I think we're going to get a decision possibly today or tomorrow. I know they're interviewing people. They're interviewing some guys from the Detroit Lions. We also hear rumors about Kaylee in LA, but Kaylee has a lot of suitors right now. So we will see. But right now, so far, so good for Aaron Glenn, picking an experienced defensive coordinator, just like I said, just like Gardner said, someone that he can bounce ideas off of when things happen, someone he can lean on, and someone who he can trust to call the defense properly. We'll see how this plays out. We'll see who we get as offensive coordinator.